to talk about where some of these things came from, because my introduction to attachment parenting wasn't even any remotely like near where how my family experienced parenting. And so when I started looking at Dan Siegel and I started reading, Parenting from the Inside Out and, Laura Markham's books and Janet Lansbury's books and like all of these, at the time I was like, like this is really powerful and new and like so exciting and the brain science and all these things. And I was so overjoyed to like have found them. And then over time, I started realizing that that was actually what had been taken away from my ancestors by colonization. That it was very interesting to me when I would enter spaces where attachment parenting and gentle parenting was the conversation. They were usually white spaces. Homeschool spaces are usually white spaces, more privileged spaces. And so I asked myself, like, why is it that the people in my community in Santana, which is 78% Latino, mostly Mexican, Mexican American, why is it that that is not what has been normalized for us? Why is it that so many of us are recovering from so much trauma that our parents were not able to prevent because they didn't have the resources, the tools, the reflection, the privilege, the ability to get down on our level, to empathize with us, and to do what all of these amazing white parenting authors suggest that we do. But we need to have the collective healing first. And in order for the collective healing to happen, we need to stop the oppression that is continuing on these families. And so I lose my hair sometimes because I'm just like, it doesn't seem just, right? And so I think that the work that I'm doing is about justice for Latino families and for people who have experienced so much violence and so much marginalization and exploitation in our lineages. That's not where my focus is on like, trying to say, hey, look how oppressed we are. No, my focus is on saying we have a right to live in ways that are balanced and that is healthy for both parent and child. We have to be interlocked in order to be able to see something different. And I still believe in something different. Like I see it in our kids, the youth are very on fire just with how they're showing up. And that's part of, I think, my message as well, is like, you have to look at them. Like kids are just such teachers. And I think our youth are just so valuable.